Some breaking news coming out of Pittsburgh. The Steelers have officially signed linebacker Patrick Queen to a contract. This is a really big deal because he was the best inside linebacker on the market. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed him to a 3-year contract worth $41 million. Before I get into this video, make sure to subscribe with notifications on for every update throughout free agency. Let's get right back into it. So, the Steelers, they were depleted at the inside linebacker position last season with so many injuries. Every single linebacker seems like they got injured, from Cole Holcomb to Kwon Alexander missing the entire season, and then even late towards the end of the season, Elandon Roberts suffered a pectoral injury. So every linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they got injured and they knew they had to address the position in free agency. That was one of the biggest positions where the Pittsburgh Steelers needed to fill because as players are getting older, as injuries keep happening, you need someone who is young, athletic, to keep up with all these fast guys in the NFL today. And when you look at the Steelers' inside linebacker core, you look at Cole Holcomb, Elandon Roberts, Kwon Alexander. They are more run-stuffing type of linebackers. The really only guy who was the coverage guy was supposed to be Kwon Alexander because of his time in San Francisco, New Orleans, and teams like that. But more of their people were run stuffers. Now they get a guy in Patrick Queen who's a very athletic player, who's able to keep up with these fast guys, but he's not one-dimensional. He's not a player who's a third down linebacker or a first and second down linebacker only. He's a guy who could play all 3 downs and do it at a very high level, both in the run game and the pass game. He'll be able to stay on the field for the Steelers at all times. So this is a really big deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers signing a player like this. Patrick Queen, he was a former first-round pick and was considered the top inside linebacker on the market this year in free agency. In a hot market, Queen is making plenty of money and will become the Steelers' highest paid free agent signing in franchise history. So, after struggling early on in his career, Queen progressed and broke out in the 2023 season when the Ravens paired him up with Roquan Smith. Queen racked up 133 tackles, which was 9 for loss, and 3.5 sacks and an interception for the Ravens last season, in which he made his first Pro Bowl appearance. So, in his 4-year short career so far, Queen has recorded 67 starts. So he has a lot of experience and a lot of experience at a high level in a Ravens defense who's always been one of the best defenses in the NFL. So he has 67 starts and he has made 454 tackles in his career, 37 of them being for loss, and 13.5 sacks in his career, 5 forced fumbles, and 4 total interceptions. He's not even 25 yet. He'll be turning 25 in August. So Queen has an excellent combination of both youth and experience in this league, which we all know the Pittsburgh Steelers love targeting in free agency and things like that when they're bringing people along and signing players. That's what they look for, youth and experience. And some of you may be thinking, oh, this is a huge contract. Why would the Steelers give a player like this such huge money when there's other players, other needs on their team that may be more important? Let's just say the cornerback position, the center, or right tackle. Why would they give so much money to an inside linebacker? Well, you have to think about it like this. Just looking at the inside linebacker market in free agency thus far, looking at this contract of 3 years, $41 million, we still have to wait on the guaranteed money, but just looking at this contract, it's so worth it compared to the other players that were signed already at the inside linebacker position in free agency. Many other players who aren't on the same caliber as Patrick Queen has been getting around $10 million. So getting a player like Patrick Queen at around $13.3 million, it's really worth it per year. And now adding him, you don't have to worry about a guy not being consistent and not putting up production at a very high level, and you have to worry about injuries with him. He's been a guy who's been relatively healthy throughout his career, and has put up that production that I keep talking about. And it's crazy to think because the Pittsburgh Steelers have been searching for inside linebacker for quite some time now. Ever since that Ryan Shazier injury, in which he got injured, they've really never been able to replace him and bring in the athletic player who could play all three downs and make plays from a wide variety of standpoints, both in the run and pass, and making plays in the pass game that gain interceptions. You look at whenever Patrick Queen faced the Steelers, it seems like he always played so well, and he got interceptions when he faced the Steelers. Even though he doesn't have many interceptions in his career, a lot of those interceptions, at least one or two of them, have come against the Steelers. So ever since Ryan Shazier's injury, the Steelers have been looking for the athletic kind of inside linebacker. That's why they drafted Devin Bush to be that guy, but he just did not pan out. And then they moved over to Cole Holcomb, and he was kind of that guy before he got injured. He was a really decent linebacker, really above average. He played really well. And then Elandon Roberts. But he wasn't like the young guy, someone who's going to come in and make explosive plays in the pass game. He was more of that run stuffer. He played really well. I really like the pairing if they could get Elandon Roberts next to Patrick Queen, because Elandon Roberts is a pure run stuffer. Someone who's going to make plays and come down and not be afraid to hit people. And then you have Patrick Queen covering the tight end, covering the running back. He could do that. The Steelers love putting linebackers as well against tight ends and against wide receivers in man-to-man. Even though they probably shouldn't line up a linebacker across from a wide receiver, but it seems like that always ends up happening. So at least you have Patrick Queen who's able to covered guys in man-to-man, just say they do get stuck in that position. We've seen the Steelers in the past put linebackers like Robert Spillane in coverage against a wide receiver. He gets burnt in a playoff game. They lose a playoff game. A lot of that was because of the linebacker in coverage and their scheme. But now they have a guy in Patrick Queen who's at least able to do that, and you don't have to worry about him completely getting burned. It's still not a good idea, but at least you have a guy who's comfortable in that area and comfortable in all assets on the football field. The good thing about this too is Patrick Queen, it's a 3-year contract, meaning that even though he's not even 25 yet, by the end of his contract, he's going to be around 27 to 28 years old, and he's going to be in the Steelers system, meaning that this may not be the only contract he's going to get with the Pittsburgh Steelers. If the Steelers really like him after 3 years, why would they not extend a guy who's only 27, 28 years old with even more production and even more experience in this league? So, Patrick Queen, who would have thought, going from being drafted by the Baltimore Ravens to end up being on the Pittsburgh Steelers? You know why I wouldn't think this would have been possible? Because just looking at Patrick Queen's kind of pre-game, post-game comments about whenever they face the Steelers, he was always a tough-minded person who thought and kind of spoke his mind and said stuff about the Steelers in the past, about Mike Tomlin's comments before the game, how they kind of hype him up. So he obviously fits that personality that the Steelers are looking for, that tough-minded player. And that's what the Steelers are hoping to get with him. And that's what all the fans are hoping to get. We've all been waiting for this big move. We all knew one was coming. At least one big move in free agency was going to come with all the cap space that Pittsburgh Steelers have. And it looks like Patrick Queen is that big free agent addition. And now we're going to have to wait on all the other ones like the center, the cornerback. But hopefully there's many more to come. But this is a great start to free agency, getting a top-tier inside linebacker. And he's one of the best in the league. He's not even one of the best in the free agent market. He's one of the best in the league. And that's why he made the Pro Bowl. Hopefully, All-Pro is next. But with that being said, let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this addition to the team. The Steelers signing Patrick Queen to a 3-year, $41 million contract. Do you think it's too much? Or do you think that's a really great addition like I do? You have to add inside linebackers who are athletic, can do it all, and Patrick Queen is that guy. If they're looking for one guy in free agency at the inside linebacker position, he would have been the guy, my top pick. So I'm glad that we got him. Hopefully you guys are too. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this topic. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well if you like serious content, analysis, and reports. Like I said, covering everything throughout free agency. Every addition we have, every signing, and even the draft when it comes around. Every single player. So Make sure you turn notifications to this channel so you never miss out. And this is the best spot for every Pittsburgh Steelers news you could think of if you want to listen and don't have to read about it. So I'll see you guys all later. Till the next video, hopefully very soon. I'm out. Peace.